take off. The captain, Granit Xhaka. Xhaka's reaction there, not good. Not good at all, as he's virtually jeered off.
He's wrong. He's wrong, but we are going to speak inside about that situation.
Granny is the captain of the team. I think the reaction of him was wrong.
I'm guessing he's going to get the captaincy taken off him. I feel a bit sorry for him, actually.
He's not been great on the pitch. He's not the fans' favourite. What he did was wrong, but to strip him of everything is going to be detrimental to the team.
Welcome back to the Analysis Show with myself and Tim Sherwood. Let's talk Granit Xhaka. Booed off by his own fans last weekend against Crystal Palace. His reaction was to throw the armband, maybe ignore his manager, Unai Emery, taunt the Arsenal crowd. Tim, you've been captain in the Premier League. What was your reaction to that? Was he justified? Was it wrong? What were your thoughts?
No way can you justify it. I understand his frustration coming off, and your home fans are booing you, but it become more intense the longer he took to get off the pitch. Unai Emery was trying to make a tactical change, bringing on Saka. It's not a like-for-like change, so he was obviously trying to throw another attacking player on. The game is finally in the balance. Get off the pitch as quickly as you can. Get off the pitch. So the manager's made his decision. If you've got a problem with it, come and see him the next day or after. You cannot have that reaction. It's impossible. He tossed the armband down to Aubameyang, tossed it onto the floor, and he takes his shirt off. I thought the shirt was going to go. Luckily for him, it never. It's a real problem. Yes, I did it when I was a kid. I was 18 years of age, and I regretted it for a long, long time. Took my shirt off and tossed it at the manager at the time. Now, I can't even remember. Well, he sat there and took it, but he shouldn't have done. If someone would have done that to me, I would have got him in a headlock. I would have chased him down the tunnel. But I doubt you only realise that when you become a manager. He's only making that change for the benefit of the side, just like Unai Emery is there. Now, I understand his frustration, but you cannot react like that. And you cannot react like that at a huge football club like Arsenal. The fans are not his friend anyway. I mean, he hasn't had the best of times since he's been there. They're always looking for something better. I always think he gives 100%. I would never take that away from him. I think his quality lacks. I think he is playing out of position majority of the time when he plays. He plays a defensive midfield player. I don't think he's got the responsibility for that. At times he doesn't behave like a captain in possession of the ball. I don't think he takes responsibility enough. They've got 5 captains which they've named at that football club. Surely he will not have the armband ever again at the club. Is there a way back for him into the team? Yes. Yeah, I think there's a way back. I mean, you just cannot, every time someone reacts, you cannot just discard them. If you think it's for the benefit of the side to bring him in and he's one of your better players, Unai Emery must feel that to give him the armband. But the only way he gets, I don't know, back in favour, if you like, with the Arsenal fans is by putting in performances, doesn't he, on the pitch? It's going to be difficult. He's going to go through some difficult periods. He thought that was difficult, coming off the pitch there, walking off. He's going to find it a lot more difficult, because every time he gets the ball, he's going to get booed. He's going to get booed when he gets that ball by the majority of them fans. Is he? What if he apologises, though? I mean, and we know as well from the Arsenal manager, Unai Emery, that he's going to give him counselling, they're going to help him get over some of the stuff that's gone on. He's had stick from the social media in the weeks leading up to this incident as well. Well, he's going to need to build some bridges there, isn't he? With the Arsenal fans and the football club. They won't be happy. It won't be easy to get rid of him, even if they wanted to in January. Who's going to take him? You know, I can't see much of a queue. I think his only chance, he's probably at the biggest club he's ever going to be at in his life, and he needs to realise that and needs to start performing. I think you build bridges by getting wins, that helps, and getting performances, and start acting like a professional who is playing for a huge football club like Arsenal. Okay, well, he's not travelled tonight. They play in the Cup, the League Cup. He's not travelled. What about the weekend, the game against Wolves this weekend? What would you do if you're Unai Emery? Would you assess him, see where he's at, where his head's at, or would you, if you felt he was the right player for your team in that game, would you play him? If I felt he was the right player for my team, then I would play him. What would I do? I would leave him out because I think they've got better options anyway. You don't know. I mean, Unai Emery seeing him day to day in training. He's seeing Mesut Ozil. I know we always get back round to him. I can't. I just, for the life of me, can't understand why that boy's not playing in the football club.
So why isn't he?
I've no idea. It must be something what he's not doing in doing training. But he's the best. He's certainly the best player, most creative player they have. He's on huge money. He's eating away at their budget. He needs to bring him. Whatever he needs to say to him, whether he believes it or not, get him back, playing well for Arsenal Football Club, because the team is going to benefit for that.
If Xhaka's not captain, who is captain then?
For me, when I looked around the team today, there's not many who stand out. For me, I'll go Guendouzi. I think Guendouzi,
even
he's
what,
as a boy,
19, 20?
He's a young boy, but he plays with his heart. He's got obvious love for the football club. He wants to receive the ball all over the pitch. He's not frightened to put his foot in. He's not frightened to tell people, even though they're more senior than him, around. I saw him digging out David Luiz a couple of weeks ago. I think he's capable. I think, why not give him it? Tony Adams, who's the greatest captain they've had, ever.
What was he,
He got it at a very young age when he took over that captaincy. I'm not saying Guendouzi's going to be that. He's got a long way to go. But you have to start somewhere. I think he's got all the characteristics to be a captain of that football club when I look at what else is available.
Not someone like... I always think captain is not undroppable, but someone that's almost the first name on the team sheet.
Who is that?
Well, Aubameyang? Aubameyang, maybe?
Yeah, possibly. I mean, he's probably the only one who does play every week, isn't he? I mean, it's very difficult to pick a Unai Emery side, isn't it, at the moment in time? You know, because he does change and chop and change an awful lot, certainly around the midfield area.
If you're dropping...
Luckily, he keeps that shirt in his hand and walks down the tunnel. Could not do anything other than... After that reaction on the pitch, he had to go down the tunnel.
Yeah.
I believe that was the correct decision for him to make. It would be stupid for him to sit on the bench after that.
What about Arsenal then, and Unai Emery as well, because he's come in for a bit of criticism as well. And it's probably a difficult situation for him, how he handles this, isn't it? Because apparently the players are saying they want Granit Xhaka to remain as captain. He probably wants to make an example of him. It's probably caught between a rock and a hard place, isn't he, the manager? Well,
he's the manager of a big club for a reason, because he's got a lot of experience and he's used to making big decisions. So this is one of the biggest ones he's had to make, I would suggest. I mean, he's getting a lot of stick, this Arsenal side. They haven't had some very good results recently, but they're there or thereabouts. They're not a million miles away. He needs to find the right solution. For me, I would leave him out. I think it's the less of two evils. If you leave him in, leave the armband on him, I think it brings a lot of pressure towards him.
And a potentially tricky game this week against Wolves, isn't it? They're a decent team.
Away from home they are, and not only that, Arsenal have got to go at home. The pressure is on these boys to perform in front of this big Arsenal crowd.
Well, it's a big talking point, isn't it, for Arsenal? Unfortunately, we've run out of time. Thanks to Tim. Thanks to you for watching. The analysis show will be back next week. In the meantime, the Premier League's back this weekend. It all kicks off at the Vitality Stadium as Bournemouth take on Man United. From Tim and myself, goodbye.
That's the captain. He should be apologising.